Hey, do you guys know how to do an ollie crazy taxi? It's really difficult to do. Did you see that? What if I told you you can learn to do that consistently? It's not really required to win, but it does help you do some shortcuts. But it requires you to really understand the mechanics of this game. So, one main mechanic that's not really explained well in the Dreamcast version, or doesn't come across clearly in the Dreamcast version, is the gear shift and how the gear shift works. Now, the way the gear shift works, when you see it in the arcade, there's like a gear shift, and it's always in a neutral position when you're not touching it. And when you switch it to drive, you pull it up, and it goes to drive. And when you let go of the stick, it goes back to neutral and the stick will stay in drive. Same thing with reverse. You pull it back, it goes to reverse, and when you let go, it'll go into a neutral position. So what people don't really know when they first play the game is that this is actually a button, right? So when you're holding this is essentially the drifting button in the game. And when you let go, you go back to normal driving. You hold it in reverse, you're now drifting with reverse, and you let go and it goes back to normal driving in reverse. Now this is really crucial to know. So if you want to actually do, the most important move in the game, the crazy boost, you're basically flicking this up, and after that has been flicked up, then hitting gas. The timing's not very strict, so like if you need to hit it and then hit gas after it has fully been switched to drive. Now it needs to be fully flicked up, right? That's something you should think about when playing the Dreamcast version when you're using buttons, because when you see it, there's only the two buttons. One button switches to gas, or one button switches to drive, sorry, and the other one switches to reverse. And you don't know that holding reverse and holding drive is basically another action that changes your state of gameplay. But it does. Okay, so now you know that flicking it up will switch it to drive, letting it go goes to neutral. So basically, to do the most important technique in the game, the crazy boost, which allows you to accelerate to a fast speed instantly from a full stop position, to do it, you basically just need to flick it up, and while it's up, you have some timing to then slam on the gas. So you hit up and then gas. So with this, you hit gas, you hit drive and then gas. Drive and then gas. And then you'll boost to a fast speed instantly. You can do this rather the thing has been set to reverse or drive, long as it's in a neutral position while you're full stop, you flick it to drive and then slam on the gas. And then you'll boost. So to do constant boosts to keep picking up speed, it's a little different, but the same, that when you're boosted, while you're going at the fast speed, you want to flick this to reverse, but don't hold it. Just flick it to reverse, let it go to neutral, and then drive, and then gas, and then let it go back to neutral. So it looks like this. Crazy boost, then I want to start doing the limiters, and then just keep doing it until you keep going faster and faster and faster, and you'll go very, very quick in this game. Very, very quick. So just demonstrate how it's done again. Well, switched to drive, then slam on the gas, right? Drive, and then gas, and then let go, back to neutral. See? Fast. Now go to reverse, let go of the gas, reverse, do it again. Let go of the gas, reverse, do it again. You can keep doing that again, and again, and again, to keep picking up speed, and that's how you go super fast in this game. So I had mentioned earlier that while holding drive on the gear and holding reverse on the gear, it's essentially a drifting button. So the way that applies is, um, while you're driving and steering at the same time, you basically quickly switch to reverse and then switch back to drive and then hold it while steering and you'll be drifting. Basically, while you're holding it, you'll continue to keep sliding. If you let go and let it go back to neutral, it will regain you control and it will just, you'll remain steering, but you'll stop sliding. So to do just a very fast turn, what you would do is quickly go to reverse and then drive and then let it go to neutral while steering and you'll do a sharp turn. If you hold drive, basically go from reverse to drive and then hold drive while steering, you will be drifting and sliding, and thus also building up combo when you're driving a passenger. It'll keep giving you more and more tips. So this is an example of when you're driving and you're just doing a sharp turn by releasing the gear. Go from reverse to drive, and you can do a sharp turn. Reverse to drive, let go, and you do a sharp turn. Now, the longer you hold drive, and while you're holding drive, you'll be drifting. It allows you to do sliding, like that. And while you're sliding, customers like it. That's how you build combos and get more money. So you want to add a lot of drifts like that while you're playing. And when you let go of the gear, you regain control. So you definitely got to practice that. Another extremely important technique you need to know is that when you're stopped, most players know that when you steer in one direction and then gas, you will turn the vehicle in that direction. What you need to learn, though, is that while you're doing that, and just like doing boosting and drifting, if you quickly go from reverse to drive while doing that, it'll turn really fast. And as you do that, you can see that you can just keep spinning in circles. Now, the longer you hold the buttons, the more you slide. Remember, when you're holding drive or reverse, it is a drift button. Another thing is you kind of don't want to hold down the gas while the vehicle is also in reverse, as you'll get some resistance there, but it doesn't really matter. You'll just get a tiny bit more speed, as it will just kind of drift over that, drift over those frames. But that's an important thing to learn, is doing this, as you'll need to do this constantly. It's very important to learn. Okay, just by using those techniques, you're going to start succeeding. You're going to consistently get the credits every time by that point, and you can pretty easily just start boosting and going, without problem, right? And stopping. So you're pretty much ready for the more advanced and more difficult techniques to perform and understand. So the game doesn't exactly work the same in reverse. You can't just start in the neutral position, hit reverse, and then gas, and then boost going backwards. So you gotta do this maneuver where you can do the boost forward, and then immediately go reverse, and then you can boost backwards. It's pretty easy to do with a little practice. You just, from neutral, do your regular boost, and then go reverse while continually holding gas, and you'll quickly go backwards. It's a very useful maneuver. So now that you know that maneuver, that is basically the same maneuver you use to do the crazy stop. The crazy stop that it shows in the manual and online is what they say to do is that while holding brake, switch to reverse and hold brake and gas at the same time. So you're also, driving backwards while stopping, and then let go of gas to go to full stop. And that does work very well, but you'll slide a lot. To do a very fast stop, or what is called the crazy stop, the true crazy stop, is you basically do that power reverse maneuver while moving. So you let go of gas, you go to reverse, and then quickly do to drive, gas, and then reverse again while holding gas and brake. Does that sound confusing? You may want to go over what I said again. So basically, while driving, you go back to reverse. Do crazy stuff. You go back to reverse, let go of gas, do your limiter boost, and then quickly to reverse while holding gas and brake at the same time. And that's how you do the true crazy stop. And it should look a little something like this. Let's see if I can do it on my first try here. Okay, so you want to let go of gas. And like that. Now hitting that wall definitely helped me out a lot, so I'll try to do it again. Get some speed going, and then you let go of gas, go reverse, do your limiter boost, and then reverse stop. That was it, just not done quite right. Let's see if I can do it a better time. Alright, let go of gas, reverse, boost, and then stop. This is the fastest way to stop. You'll know you did it right when the car bounces to a stop, or even jumps to a stop. I did it wrong. Let's see if we can do it right. Some speed. There! That was it. Did you see that? You may want to go back and slow it down, and you see that the car is bouncing while it stops. So to do the ollie, which is very difficult to do, is you do your initial boost, and then when you hit reverse, you see the ass come up? Drive a little bit, and then tap reverse, and you see that ass come up, right? So when it does that, what you do is you quickly tap drive again, and do the boost once more. So let's see if I can get this going here. There you go. Boost, ass up, boom! Right, that was it, but what you want to do is do it at a particular timing where you're actually achieving a good deal of height. And it's actually very difficult to do. Right, just like that. So the thing what you don't want to do is you want to hold reverse, but when you switch back to drive, you don't want to hold it. And you'll get some height. So I hold drive a little too long. It's very difficult to do. To do it while moving, there's a nice hop right there. To do it while moving, what you need to do is while you're driving, do the crazy stop, and when you're almost to a complete stop, do your boost again into your reverse into the ollie. So to say that again, do the ollie is your boost, ass up, and then tap B and then gas. Just like that, and you'll hop. If you do it with good timing, you'll actually jump very high. You can even jump this car here. But it's very difficult to do. And to do it while moving is you have to do a crazy stop successfully, and then when you're almost stopped, do the boost again, and then reverse and then clip to drive, and then gas. Man, it's hard for me to say. See, just like that. You see that? Just like that. Good ollies right there. It's difficult to do, but it's in the game, and you don't need it to succeed, but if you can do it, there's some pretty gnarly shortcuts you can do, and it makes it quite easy to greatly increase some scores by doing some crazy jumps that I'm not really going to tell you in this video, but once you get it down, you can do some pretty nuts exploring, and it's a lot of fun. If you execute a technique better, you'll get more speed out of your technique, and also more duration of speed out of your technique. To help your understanding of the timing of things, imagine if this is the Crazy Taxi's transmission, and this is the thing that transfers this energy to your wheels. So when you're driving and you do a crazy boost, it's spinning really fast, and eventually this resistance of the wheels and the ground below the wheels will slow this down back to its intended full speed. But when this is released from, say, holding up drive on the shift or letting go of the gas, this will spin freely and basically take a longer time to slow down to its intended speed. So the way the limiter boost kind of works is that when you hold down reverse and let go of the gas, this thing will switch to reverse, but also get a little bit of a spin boost and go a little bit faster than it was. And then when you switch back to drive, and it will spin a little bit even quicker going this way. And then when you hit gas, it grabs it while it's been going faster freely, and then transfer that energy to the wheels, thus propelling you faster and faster. Does that make sense? So when do you basically change gears and get perfect timing? So while it's spinning, and then you switch it to release the gas, and then switch it to reverse, it goes a little bit faster. It will actually take a second or two to accelerate to that faster speed before it starts slowing down again. That second later, where this thing has reached its top speed, that's when you want to switch back to drive, and to get that while it's still increasing in speed and drive, then grab it with the wheels to get that propulsion forward. I hope that helps you understand. That's also how you stop. It's the same principle, right? Just with stopping. So in conclusion, this is a fun game, but it's difficult to master. It's a game of technique and execution. And yeah, you just gotta practice, and practice. And every time, there's no ceiling to the skill of this game. You just keep going and keep getting better and better, and getting longer and longer gameplay out of a single quarter, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you just keep practicing. This is just some gameplay I'm putting together. Sorry the music is off, DMCA, but I'm just, showing all these maneuvers put together, crazy stops, steering, the limit brakes, just keep on boosting, and, drifts, crazy stops. This is just what it's all like when you put it all together, And I don't know what kind of score I'll get here, but I guarantee you it'll be more than 5,000 points. You only need $5,000 to get to the credits in this game. And with all these techniques put together, even if you're not perfect at it, it's extremely easy to get to that point, thus impressing everybody at the arcade that you can set an S rank score quite easily. Now, it goes higher than S rank. It goes to awesome rank and crazy rank. And I'm not really paying much attention here, but it's pretty easy to get that, even if you're not playing at 100% like this. Just do some drifts. Drift there. Whoop. Yeah, execution. Whatever, man. Ooh, see, I'm not doing great, but yeah. So if you have the rumble pack for the Dreamcast, it's awesome for this game because it'll rumble every time you do a boost correctly. See, you can hear this. I'll do the boost. You hear the rumble. Do it again. You hear the rumble. Right? It's awesome. So it's a really good way to get better at this game quickly is using the rumble pack, as it'll rumble every time you do something correctly. And if you do it super correctly, it rumbles hard. If you do it with decent enough timing to get some boost, it'll rumble a little bit. It's awesome. It's very responsive. The Dreamcast version's definitely the best out of all of them. I definitely recommend that you use a CRT TV, as you will struggle hitting the execution with the timing on every single one of these maneuvers if you're not using a CRT TV. Because of the input delay, it will be very, very inconsistent, and it's very hard to level up when things are inconsistent and it's completely out of your control. So definitely use a CRT TV. It's the way it was meant to be played. Feels great. So yeah, just use these techniques and play. I'm not really paying attention to my gameplay here, but I'm just, doing boosting around and stuff like that. And you should definitely get knee deep in this game, that's for sure. Start getting those big scores, guys.